boy, how are ya? Welcome to another episode of the Josh Potter Show. Hello, it's good to be with you once again. Oh boy, Skankfest. Not gonna lie, I'm taping this before Skankfest. I'm just gonna be honest with you because I'm probably worse for wear at the moment. But we'll have all the recap coming up next week. And a very special guest. I don't want to even say it out loud because it'll probably jinx them coming in, at the last minute, as we've had when I've said that before. But I'm very excited. In the meantime, though, I would love for you to go to the website, thejoshpotter.com. Go there, sign up for the email list. Let me know where you want to see the Roach in the future. Agent Roach is gathering dates, gathering cities, getting things ready for the end of the year and for the beginning of 2025. I'm very excited, but I would love to know where you are and when I can come see you. So do let me know where you are. Sign up for the mailing list. And other than that, friends, make sure you're rating, reviewing, subscribing for this show right here on whatever it is that you're consuming it on, whether it be audio, whether it be video on YouTube. Oh boy, would I love for you to subscribe on YouTube. So yeah, rate, review, subscribe, that whole thing. And boy, oh boy, glad to have you here for a solo Roach episode. And I thought I'd start out by addressing something. I went home and I processed the things that Jason Ellis told me last week, and I thought about them, and, I thought perhaps Jason Ellis is wrong. We are not the same person. And I'll tell you this. I love Jason Ellis up and down. It came from a place of goodness. It came from the right place, the heart, as they say. So I don't bemoan any of that. I still love the guy. But geez Louise, call me when I'm drinking enough beers and I start sucking dudes. You know what I'm saying? That's when I want you to step in, quite frankly. Because I was actually miffed. I just kind of sat here and took it. I'm a reflective person. I'll hear someone out. But I feel like at the end of the day, this guy just wants everyone to get sober. And I can understand that he's in a position where he's, dealing with a lot, and he's white knuckling it, and he's praying, and he's meditating, and he's finding a better self. And that's great. I don't want to. So I thought I'd say that, And I haven't even seen the comments of the last episode or anything. Maybe you think I need help too. And I was like, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I'm doing fine over here, quite frankly. And I talked to some loved ones, and they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, thank you. Jesus, I wish you could have heard this. It was upsetting to hear. And I'll tell you this little story. I dated a girl who put that label upon me. And sure, I don't know. To people who are sober, anyone who drinks past the age of 35, I feel like, is an alcoholic. That's what I feel like. They just go, oh, you're still drinking? Well, why? And you're like, well, because I enjoy it, And don't say that to them, because then that means you got an issue. You enjoy it? Oh, my Lord. It's not like I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and justify myself again, but I had a woman that I was dating around the time of Valentine's Day, 2023, the year of our Lord. And we went out the day after Valentine's Day. I was in New York City visiting her, and we went out and we had drinks. We went to karaoke, a weird karaoke bar where you do karaoke amongst all the people, in the thing. They just hand you a microphone and you do it in the bar. And so we're doing it, you see. And I'm drinking beers, and every time I go to get a new beer, 3-4 times, she goes, get me a drink too. She wanted a drink. And I always ask. I'm not your mom. I'm not your dad. I'll be like, you want a drink? And if they're like, yes, I go, hey, wait a minute. Did you have 3 already? I don't keep track of this. So, I kept buying the drinks, and she was drinking liquor. And she was keeping up with me, which I was like, wow, look at this scallywag. I like that, But then I noticed along the way, the night changed. You see that look on a person's face where their eyes gloss over. She headed toward a blackout right quick, and I got on it. I saw it right away. I said, let's get out of here. I got her out of there because we had to walk. I'm like, am I going to carry this girl, 6 city blocks? What are we doing? So I get her out of there, and she pulled it together. We got to the hotel. She made me she blacked out, and, she made me call her food, which I think she ate in a blackout. I don't know. It was gross fries or something I did all that. I went and I got the food. I did all these things. And the next morning, I woke up. I got her things together. My flight was very early in the morning, so it was like 10 a.m. or something like that. In the morning, regardless, before we had to check out. And so I got up, early enough to pack, and I packed her things for her. I tidied things up. I said my goodbyes. She was in a hangover like you wouldn't believe, and she got mad at me because I wasn't hungover. And I said, well, I just drank beer. And she goes, yeah, but you had like 6. And I'm like, yeah, over like 3 hours. I mean, I don't. Do I have to explain to people how alcohol processes these days in the body? I mean, it's just so. I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? Are we gonna die? No, I thought it was a fire alarm.
No, it's the clock. Sorry.
No, that's okay. It did stop. But nevertheless, I thought, what a thing to get mad at me about that I'm not hungover. I mean, what are we talking about here? And she goes, well, you clearly have a problem if you're not hungover. You should be hungover. And then she berated, and we, stopped talking pretty close to after that. And it's like, did alcohol affect a relationship? I guess in that case, but it had nothing to do with my consumption of it. And I thought about that after, leaving here and processing the Jason Ellis conjecture yesterday. But I love the guy, and I'm sorry to tell him I'm not going to quit smoking or drinking at any time soon. And if they come to me and tell me about all the cancer I have, then so be it. I mean, that's just what happens, and that's the choice that I've made at some point down the road. Is this going to beep again in 5 seconds? 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I thought it was going to beep real loud.
There's always one beep if you hit that.
I got a shot clock here in the studio, folks, Anyhow, I wanted to talk about that, but why don't we get into something more fun, like a big fight in sports? I love fights. Beep, 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 beep. And this one, Alex, my boy over here on the 1s and 2s, he discovered this. And soccer fights, I feel like, happen more often than people find out about. And the thing is, I used to follow English Premier League decently in the mid-2010s. But since then, I've moved to the West Coast, and it's impossible. Hell, I'm out drinking on those nights. I can't be up early at 4 a.m. to watch an EPL game. Maybe I have to go get some help. Anyhow, in other places around Europe, obviously soccer happens. And if this was COVID times and this is all that I had, a la Korean baseball, I would probably be paying more attention. But I haven't the slightest clue what's going on in other parts of the world with their soccer, I'll tell you that. And so, in this case, though, this happened in a Turkish soccer game. And it is, bedlam in Turkey. Turkey's where you go if you want new teeth, you want to get a hair transplant. They do all these things in Turkey. If I went there, they would hate me because I am of Greek descent. They would sniff it out of me. They'd smell the feta cheese in my pores, and they would skin me alive, frankly, at the border, I think, is what'll happen. So it doesn't seem like a place I would go. Quite frankly, though I hear it is beautiful in some parts not so much. But here we have a Turkish soccer game between two of the biggest Turkey soccer teams. Am I correct?
Yep. No, they're the two biggest teams in Turkey.
And evidently, this is a big match, obviously. And so when you do these things in the world of soccer, we know it happens, and it kind of happens everywhere but here. Latin America, Europe, parts of, I'm sure, Africa. And oftentimes there are brawls both on and off the field. This one kind of combines both of them. So how do you say that team right there? Trabzonspor?
Nailed it.
Oh, look at me. What am I? My father would hate my guts for even acknowledging this existence of this Turkish soccer league. Anyhow, go ahead.
So for context,
hooray, we're celebrating. We won.
Just won on penalties, 3-2.
3-2.
At an away
Pause it
game.
for a second. penalties, folks, is the kicks at the end. It's like a shootout. All right, just want to tell all this, because no one watches soccer in our country, unfortunately. Go ahead. So here, now, what is that, a guy?
Yeah, a guy runs on and then just like kind of puts up boxing hands, and then the players run over to him, and then the staff runs over, and then just more and more people start sprinting onto the field.
Can you pause it for a second? So the team that is celebrating is in yellow, and I would imagine the orange is the opposing team.
Orange, I think, is the venue staff.
Oh, that is like security. Because that's the thing. Most staff security staff, I should say, at most of these venues, if you notice, they have the reflective yellow on. That's how you know if you're about to storm a field. You go like, I got a guy over here. I got a guy over here. They're going to close in. If I can outrun them, the guy at the left field entrance is going to fucking tackle me. I'm just talking about from storming a field standpoint. So this is what this guy is doing, and he's coming out here trying to fight the team. Now, are they celebrating at the center field of the opposing arena?
Yeah. So this is an away game, so they're just like celebrating at the end of the game because they can't celebrate near any of the fans because they'll get shit thrown at them.
Right, they're getting bottles thrown at them and everything, so they're out in the center field. Now, a center field at this arena, does it hold some significance? Because I know, like, for instance, when T.O. ran out and spiked the ball on the Dallas Star at center field, when he played for the or it was the Philadelphia Eagles, excuse me, or maybe it was San Francisco. I can't remember. Either way, that was egregious to Dallas Cowboys fans and players. Is that what they're bemoaning here?
No, I think this one, like, there are equivalents of that in soccer. There's like, I know, like club crests or like very famous places or like, places where tragedies happen that you got to be respectful of. I think this is just like celebrating in the middle of a generic field and
tragedies being people being trampled by fans and things like
exactly.
other sorts of melees in the crowd that involve stabbings. So this guy ran out there. That looks like the security staff. Now it's he's coming out to fight the entire soccer team here. Let's watch how this turns out. Ooh. Is that him?
Yeah, so some of the players like get into it and start kicking people, and then it becomes like an Area 51, like they can't stop us all situation.
Now, why, as a soccer player, would you kick people? I get it. It's your most natural instinct to kick. But you got to protect these feet and legs. You should be punching people. That's like the opposite of a hockey player.
This guy spin kicks somebody who attacks him. Watch this guy come in. Bam!
Oh, wow.
Not a great spin kick.
He's doing a butterfly. What do they call it? A butterfly kick, right? Or what is it? What's the upside down thing? Bicycle kick.
No.
Jesus Christ, Josh. I used to play the sport.
Like butterfly kick was the Karate Kid one.
Yeah, butterfly kick is the... Now that is...
But this team gets chased off the field just by fans of the home team. I feel like we need to bring that to U.S. sports. Where do you feel like could get away with that in the U.S.?
Now, I mean, I've seen people... in college sports, this happens all too often. The storming of the fields and of the courts. And it's not for violence. I don't believe it ever has been. But it's for cheering and things like that. And there have been times when crowds have stormed the field at inopportune times, or times when the game wasn't even over. Like, there could have been, like, the call could get reversed or something like that, and then they're like, well, we're not going to reverse it now. And then there have been premature ones, like type in on their, I forget what fucking school it was, but the band, just write college football band on the field, because that's what the announcer goes, the band is on the field! The band is on the field. He's yelling about it because it's like, this is old-timey. It's like, and here we are in 1982, Cal versus Stanford, the big play. Let's watch it. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by Rocket Money. Oh, my Lord. I have such a hard time with managing finances. No, you, Josh, you seem like the epitome of structure and discipline. No, it's true. I have a difficult time with it, as a matter of fact. And thank you to Rocket Money, because they are simplifying everything, making it so easy to see exactly what's happening with my finances. Even I can see it. Track the spending. They give you full control of it all, and it's all right from your phone. like I have right here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and it helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Like I've said many times talking about Rocket Money, I couldn't believe how many things that I was subscribed for that I had no idea about. Not only that, there was things I was double subscribed for. So thankfully, I got the Rocket Money and it helped me out lickety split. Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. How awesome is that? Sometimes by up to 20%. They automatically scan your bills and find opportunities to save. Then you can ask them to negotiate for you, and they'll deal with the customer service. Who doesn't love that? Rocket Money has over 5 million users, and it's saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. That's the thing. There's many features on there. I don't even know if I've used all of them quite yet. I got to dig back in, and so I can try and save even more money. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Potter. That's rocketmoney.com/Potter. rocketmoney.com/Potter.
Harmon will probably try to squib it, and he does.
He's going to try to squib
To
it.
get out of bounds.
God, I love this.
Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of. The ball is still loose.
The ball is still. He's yelling it like it's a kid, like he's watching a kidnapping
Out
happen.
of the 20. Oh, the band is out of the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the other way.
He takes just fucking jacks the two. Was it a tuba?
We're like some guy with a clarinet or something.
Now imagine, put yourself in any of these people's shoes for a second. Let's think about that poor tuba player. The band storms the field. You are a part of a band. This is a marching band. You have to stay in formation. They're all on the field because they have to go like, and he's like, guys, I don't think the play's over, but not 9 rows ahead of you. The band is on the field. So this poor tuba player is just like, huh? The play? What? Oh, douche. Just jacked. Where's that guy today? I want to find. That is my dream guest right there. Is that too? Someone find that man and you get him get me a hold of him there. But boy, oh boy. Can you go back to the thing and watch it one more time? I just want to hear him say, the band is on the field. God, I hear that in my dreams. It's my only regret that I will never have my voice sound like it is on a thing where it's like, and today we're going to... You can't even, you know what I mean? Go ahead, play it.
Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield. They tried to do a couple of... The ball is still loose as they get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone.
He's losing his mind. Douche. He like fucking elbow drops the fucking tuba player, folks. I mean, that is egregious.
The most amazing, sensational,
Dunking on them.
dramatic.
And no one cares about that poor tuba player. Sensational. Fantastic. Sensational. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. And I feel like it's happened very recently where people have come out and stormed the field. Anyhow, was there anything else left in that? We got the roundhouse kick. Oh, is there a spear? We got a spear happen?
I tried to pull it up. This happened like 8 or 9 months ago. That video has been pulled offline, maybe because it's
it was
evidence.
too violent.
But there was a fan who pulled one of like basically it's like an end zone flag out of the ground and was chasing one of the players around with it like a spear, which is just, again, doesn't happen in U.S. sports.
like a spear, like a weapon. I thought he did like a Goldberg spear on a person, which I would have thought that would have been entertaining to see, but I don't need to see a guy running around with a fucking spear. But let's get into the news, shall we? You know, I think these Cybertrucks look cool, and Russia made them look cooler. And quite frankly, this is what I imagine they would look like if you see it on the screen here. Russia is like militarizing Cybertrucks now, evidently. Kremlin-backed Chechen president Ramzan Kadyrov has claimed that he provided 2 modified Tesla Cybertrucks to Russian forces operating in occupied Ukrainian territory. I was going to say, if this is Elon Musk's way to protest against the Ukraine war, I mean, not a great way to give them the Cybertrucks. Be like, yeah, I've got a shipment of Cybertrucks coming your way right now, Mr. Putin.
That's a really good.
Was that pretty
Elon
good?
Musk.
I pulled that one out of my ass.
No, I was just thinking. I don't know anybody who can do Elon Musk.
I've heard a couple people.
No,
I'm probably
that's
just
great.
doing an impression of an impression, but Nevertheless, this is what I would love. I want to see these going down Sunset Boulevard instead of the super gay wrapped ones with the fucking like what is that the glowy pink and purple where it's like, ooh, if I stand over here it's purple, if I go over here it's blue, you know, like I forget what they call that, iridescent. I don't fucking know, that's not the right word. Anywho, the futuristic vehicles armed with machine guns are reportedly in use by troops participating in what Russia refers to as special military operations. This is fucking cool. I wish this was American troops so I could set this to a Disturbed song. Wop, wop. And I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm trying to think of the Disturbed words. It's just fucking, I would be so cool. Someone go out there and do that right now. 2 more Cybertrucks have been sent to the zone of the special military operation, says this gentleman. Western technology performs well against its own Western technology. It's AKA Western Ukrainazi's mobility convenience maneuver. Is that a slogan we should know? UMCM? Anyhow, such qualities of the electric vehicle are highly valued here. Remote deactivation has not affected them. The machines are operating normally without failures. Why couldn't they just... I mean, they're running them on these, like... I don't think Cybertrucks can do that, is my point. They're going off-roading. I mean, I feel like they, like, break down on La Brea just, like, if it rains or something. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think they were mechanically capable of acting like tanks.
This feels...
Wouldn't you want gas? Right?
Yeah, just to be able to load it up and get away quickly and not have to recharge in a war zone.
I'd want the thing that I'm driving into battle to have fuel. I don't know. Call me old-fashioned, but I don't want to be like, my battery, beep, beep, beep. You know what I mean? It's like, I got to turn on, you know, I don't know how they even turn on. I've not been inside one. I would like to be inside one. They seem neat. I mean, if I drove still, you could see my stupid ass buying one of these easily because I'd be like, it's cool. And then I'd buy it and people, it's the least practical car. Everything I've heard about it, it's not practical. I'm not trying to, hey, Elon, don't come after me, all right? I don't know anything about it. I'm not driving one. You want to advertise? I'll suck the fucking Cybertruck's dick like I had too many beers, all right? Anyhow, in August, the gentleman shared a video of himself driving a Cybertruck around the grounds of his palace, demonstrating the vehicle's capabilities. The truck had been fitted with a machine gun turret. They should all come factory with that machine gun turret, for the record. I mean, let's lean right in. And the gentleman donned an ammunition belt as he posed in front of the weapon. At that time, he announced that the vehicle would be sent to the Donbas front lines and hinted that he anticipated more innovations from Tesla's founder Elon Musk for use in Russia's war against Ukraine. This is like, poor Elon's probably like, I did not provide any of this to them. He's just like freaked out, but he's like, it does look pretty cool. I bet he's like jerking off to this footage. He's like, this is what he wants. Pretty soon the U.S. is going to start using Cybertruck, and that's when they're going to be dog shit, you know? And then we're going to be happy when Afghanistan takes them over. We're like, here, take these Cybertrucks, and you got guys in the back of the Cybertruck going around. That'd be fucked. Look, I mean, it's right there. Picture that in the mountains of Afghanistan in years to come. Why not? Tesla has not issued comment on the reported use of its vehicles in the war, and the extent to which these Cybertrucks are utilized remains unclear. Well, we'll find out sometime soon when they have drone footage of it just going like on a Cybertruck. That's how we'll know. When one of our drones hits one of our Cybertrucks, we're just giving everything. Why not just make drone Cybertrucks? And we're Transformers is coming true. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us also by Shopify. Oh boy, was life hell before Shopify when it came to doing merch. I didn't know where to post it. I didn't have like an accurate store with like size. I mean, it was a mess before Shopify came along. And not only does Shopify help you set up the store, but they also help you with billing people and the shipping and printing out shipping tags and everything that has to do with merch. It helped me out a great deal. Maybe you have a small business. Maybe you have that Etsy that's starting to take off, or you want to make it more of your income. I mean, Shopify helps get rid of all the nonsense and helps you create and make things and be able to get them to the masses a little bit easier than it would with some of the competitors. That's for darn sure. So right now you can upgrade your business and get the same checkout that we use here at the Josh Potter Show with Shopify. Booyah! Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Josh. It's all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Josh and upgrade your selling today. That's shopify.com/Josh. You're going to get a lot of those. Well, let's get to something a little lighter, shall we? It involves a stripper. That's fun. And a murder.
Murder.
Andrew B. sent this in, joshpottershow@gmail.com, and he wrote a little email with it. He said, here's a fun story of a stripper luring a dude to a hotel for sex and then murdering him. Oh, my Lord.
Murder.
The real crime, according to this email, was this dude was going to pay $1,500 for sex with a ratchet Tacoma stripper. Now, I don't know the quality of Tacoma strippers, but from what I understand, the Pacific Northwest has some of the best stripper talent that we could imagine. I thought. Seattle, I thought or is it Portland, where they always talk about the strippers in Portland? And I went to one of those.
I thought it was like a law in Oregon that you were allowed to like drink in strip clubs or something when you couldn't, like, for most of the country.
Yes, a lot of the country has a law where you can't have, and many of them have it here. If the tits are exposed, if there's nothing covering the nipples, alcohol cannot be served. Why? I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, clothes have ever stopped dudes from molesting or raping women. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to think that the booze is the thing that are going to get people out of pocket. But, you know, it's a fight against drinking in this country. But nevertheless, that's been a rule for a long time. And many places have stepped aside of this rule where they will put like a tape or pasties on the nipples and then they can sell booze. But evidently in Oregon or up in Portland, they can do both, which is very progressive for them. So I don't know why. I don't know why Tacoma. This gentleman Andrew B says Tacoma has ratchet strippers. I bet they are something else. I bet they're just my speed, to be honest with you. But let's get into the article. I mean, he was going to pay $15. That's the going rate, I would imagine, for how cheap is sex these days. I don't know. $1,500. I'd imagine that's the going rate to have sex with a stripper. I mean, you're doing all kinds of other stuff with them for very little money. The sex has got to be a little bit more. Anywho, let's get to the article. 2 people are accused of luring an out-of-towner to his death in Tacoma with the promise of sex with a stripper. This could be an article that is my obituary. This could be the start of my obituary here. This is where Jason Ellis will be like, I told ya. I fucking told ya. That's what I could easily be this person in any city in this country. Investigators said, like a morbid Cinderella story, the reported killers left behind a shoe that helped solve the crime. The murder happened last month, but investigators just cracked the case this week by arresting 2 suspects, 26-year-old Ashley Arrieta and 24-year-old Jamari Webb. Let's see Ashley. I mean, we must find her. Let's find out how ratchet this stripper is indeed. Probable cause documents say Arrieta admitted to investigators that she met with the victim at a Tacoma hotel for the purpose of having paid sex. The victim and Arrieta reportedly met about an hour earlier at Dream Girls at Fox's strip club in Parkland. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dream Girls. Oh, coming to the stage, it's, what was her name? Ashley Arrieta. I'm sure she doesn't go by her God-given name. To be a stripper, it's probably something very... But do we have a picture of her in any capacity? See if they can pull it up. Ashley Arrieta, Tacoma stripper. She must have an OnlyFans, right? She's already out there fucking for money. She must be showing some things on the OnlyFans. Welcome to Dreamgirls, where Ashley Arrieta, convicted murderer, coming to the stage. And there she is right there. I mean, she's been in jail, things like that. I could see how she could doll herself up and be an attractive lady. According to the documents, the victim and his friends were visiting from Oregon. The victim sent a Snapchat message to his friend saying he was waiting for the girl he met to arrive. Yes, if you're discussing hooker matters, you're going to solicit prostitution, use Snapchat. Anyhow, Both Webb and Arrieta are captured on hotel surveillance footage, according to the probable cause documents. The documents said Arrieta told police as soon as the victim's $1,500 payment for sex went into her account, she signaled Webb with a heart emoji message. And documents say at that signal, Webb knocked on the door and the victim let him into the hotel room. That's got to be tough. You know what I mean? That's tough business. When you go, all right, the Venmo has been sent. My dick is hard. I'm ready for the sex now. And she goes, all of a sudden, a knock on the door. And you go, who the fuck is that? And it turns out to be Jamari Webb, who I assume, let's go back up to Jamari Webb and see if I'm correct on the assumption, that's exactly what I thought Jamari Webb would look like. And that would be tough for me to open the door. I'm letting him in, quite frankly, because I'm going to do whatever Jamari Webb tells me to do. All right. And so he lets the man in. It is unknown what happened inside the hotel room, but the victim never left again. A staff member found the victim in a pool of blood on the floor with a gunshot wound to his chest. The document said investigators found a holstered gun next to his body and an ammo magazine on his neck. I bet when they went in there, they were like, the cops were like, yeah, I don't think he did it to himself. Gun's in the holster. What, he shoot himself in the head and put it back? I don't know where they said the gunshot one was either. Oh, to his chest, yeah. You can't put the gun back after you shoot yourself. He should have kept it. If they kept it out, put it in his hand or something, probably could have kept the cops at bay for a little while longer. Friends told police and the victim owned guns, but they were not sure what kind of gun. They were even considering the fact that he would shoot himself in the chest and put the gun back in the holster. That's insane. Video cameras captured both Arrieta and Webb walking out of the hotel. Investigators believe the suspects tried to hide their tracks by stealing the victim's phone and tossing it out of a window of their car as they drove away. Yeah, that's tough. You can't, just because the phone is someplace else, they're still going to find the dead body with the pool of blood where you were caught on camera. You know what I mean? That's tough. It's not like the phone. Oh, the phone's over there, though. So what? Probable cause documents say the alleged murders were sloppy. Oh, you don't say. Leaving behind a lot of evidence, including a shopping receipt from a Federal Way grocery store and a slide-type shoe. Police say they found the other shoe under Webb's bed during a search. Arrieta told police they did not take the victim's phone. Okay, well, we're back on the phone thing again. I don't think that has much to do with there's still a dead body with a gunshot in his chest. In court, the judge placed a $5 million bail on each of the suspects. The victim's family drove up from Portland to attend the court hearing, but they did not want to speak on camera. Yeah, I would imagine they wouldn't. My son has been murdered by a hooker. He tried to solicit sex. It's a tough... you just kind of want to go up there and just see the court case. You don't really want to talk on camera about it. You know, how'd your son know the victim? She was just some whore he was trying to fuck for $1,500. It's crazy because I don't think my son had $1,500. Where was he getting this money? Turns out he's using it all for whores. Arrieta and Webb are expected back in court next month. They are charged with first and second degree murder, and Webb is also charged with the unlawful possession of a gun. Next up, Jonathan Morrill sent this bad boy in, and this is not a story that you expect to hear in a store like Nordstrom. I know Nordstrom. I've gone there. I've bought some things for some people, and, gifts and whatnot. It's a fancy store. It's the kind of store where you go into the department and it's not even that. That's how white trash I am. I'm like Nordstrom. That's like Pretty Woman territory right there. But really they're in malls and shit. And I remember I bought a suit. It was probably the most expensive piece of clothing I've ever bought. I bought a suit. I forget what it was called. What is it? Armani? That was it. Armani. And this lady was like sizing me. I felt like a fucking princess, dude. It was crazy. I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this experience of getting a suit every month. I felt like a fucking belle of the ball. It was crazy. Were you going to say something? I thought you leaned over.
No, I was going to confirm, yes, Armani's a suit.
Armani's a suit. Thank you. That's why I got him here.
Also, Nordstrom, that's a nice store. I feel like that's a deep piece of Americana. They were the first tailor to most of the country.
Yeah, they're in malls though. It's not like it's on Rodeo Drive or something, right? But it's still a little upper crust. And the type of story that we have here, this is something that I would imagine would be more of a story that you'd hear coming from a Walmart. I thought I just fucking had it. Where is it?
In Walmart.
That's where I would think the story would happen.
In Walmart. Fucking nasty.
A man groped someone, I suppose, during facial. Oh no, a man was
He got
groped.
groped. Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
man was groped.
He
I didn't know
was getting
men
a
could
facial,
get groped.
and he got groped by the female Nordstrom employee.
Ma'am, my face is up here. You know, it's a tough place to grab when you're doing a facial. It's opposite of where the face is. A man who was groped by a female beautician. What are you complaining about? I guess he's going to get a lot of money here, so that's probably part of it. A man who was groped by a female beautician during a facial appointment in the Nordstrom at Washington Square filed a $7,500,000 lawsuit Wednesday against the beautician, the store, and the cosmetics and human resource companies that allegedly hired her. God, I mean, go get your bag, guy, but at the same time, like, if I was getting a facial at Nordstrom and I got groped, I would be like, you'll never guess. And I got groped. It would be like a bonus. And you would be psyched because you didn't pay for extra. Golly. According to the police reports and the man's lawsuit, do you think, by the way, the guy in the last story would have been crying about this? Yeah, I don't think so. Now, he's shot in the chest. According to police reports and the man's lawsuit, the 63-year-old told you should be fucking kissing the ground of this Nordstrom. Be like, that's my favorite Nordstrom. They gave me a facial and groped me at my old 63-year-old penis. He told police that his adult daughter had scheduled a facial for him and his adult son. The appointment included a therapeutic massage that began on his head, his neck, and shoulders, but migrated down to his chest and then his genital area, according to the police report. The man told police that the worker tried to slide her hand under his waistband, then grasped his genital area over his clothes. God, I'm getting a boner over here. She leaned over his face so her breasts were resting on it, and then pinched his nipples. I would have done without that. I would have been like, all right, you can grab my cock, but don't pinch the nipples. Not really into that. Anywho, he said he threw up his hands. I thought he was going to say he threw up. I was like, this guy puked at the side. How dare you touch my nipples like that? She pinched my nipples and I puked. What a reaction that would be. He said he threw up his hands and asked her what she was doing, ending the appointment. Oh, what a bitch. This police department arrested Carissa Brooke. Oh, we got to find her. Carissa Brooke Bonafide, 49 years old, later that day and booked her into Washington County Jail. Bonafide pleaded guilty to harassment for subjecting the man to offensive physical contact of sexual or other intimate parts. Charges of third-degree sexual abuse were dismissed. Yeah, because... And she was sentenced to 2 years of probation, a sex offender treatment program, if a suitable one could be found, an alcohol evaluation, and to complete any alcohol treatment she might be ordered to do. Was she wasted when she did this? Was she just in there like, I'm so fucking drunk, I'm going to grab this guy's fucking cock right now? This guy's in here for a facial. I wonder if he wants me to grab his fucking cock right now. What is that? Do we find what...
No, nothing. Like a shockingly small number of image results came up, and I don't think any of them were for her. It mostly like went to some online phone book resources. Like she's not on the internet.
Tried getting rid of the middle name and put in Carissa Bonafide. Let's see what this yields. There's got to be a mugshot of this lady. Oh my God, if that's her, I'm gonna fucking go.
No, that's not her.
Get an appointment at this Nordstrom right now. I mean, I bet this is good for her business. The man and other workers at Nordstrom told an officer who responded to the store that Bonafide appeared drunk. She had glossy eyes and was swaying from side to side. Oregon cosmetology records weren't available Thursday, but workers told police Bonafide worked as a freelance esthetician for the store. Oh, that's how it was. She's freelance. She's not associated with Nordstrom. She's just getting drunk on white wine. I love it. Reached by phone Thursday, Bonafide declined to comment. Nordstrom and the companies that Bonafide allegedly contracted, L'Oreal USA and Lancome, didn't immediately return requests for comment. The human resources company that the lawsuit says hired her also didn't return a request for a comment. The suit faults the who gives a shit. This is all based on a man who just couldn't handle getting this. I would have been like, that sauced up lady, she was touching my how sick is that? I would have high-fived my son. Dude, did she come in and touch your cock, dude? No. Fuck, dude. Attorney Michael Shanahan told his client, said his client and his client's son had gone to the Nordstrom to try something fun. Well, there you go. Mission accomplished, you fucking queef. God. This is totally queef. Queef central.
Queef of the week.
It was a family outing, and the facial and massage got weirder and weirder until the man put a stop to it. Oh, my Lord. My father would have easily, if we did this, first of all, to get my dad to go do the facial and everything like that, he would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? And then if I got him to do that, and then I interrupted this process, my dad would call me gay forever. That would be the whole thing. That would be like, what's up? Remember when you did something super gay? He would just tell me that every day I'd see him. Oh, my goodness. Got another one here. This is not really a murder, unless you count it against yourself, but it was a complete accident. And this is something that I feel like this is scary. This is one of those things that you hear about and you say, oh, my goodness, this could happen to me at any point. You know what I'm saying? I could have done this 1,000 times, and I somehow haven't. This is crazy. Mikey Schaff sent this in, joshpottershow@gmail.com. A 57-year-old man tragically died after accidentally stabbing himself while trying to separate two frozen burgers with a knife. I mean, how the fuck do you do that? Was he like this? Was he like, oh, trying to separate it here? Like, are you cutting the knife? Like, on the phone, you're on the phone and you're like, yeah, no, sure. And then you're like cutting it up by your neck. How do you kill yourself? If you lost a finger, maybe he was in the mountains and he sliced his finger off and he just bled out because he had to trek down for 20 hours to get to a nearest hospital. How the fuck could this happen? Let's find out. Barry Griffiths from Yadrindod Wells in Wales. So it's the Welsh. They don't know how to make a burger. No wonder. He was found dead in his supported living flat. Well, now I see. Okay, why are we supported? They shouldn't have knives. Is that what it's going to get to? Several days after the incident, Griffiths, who lives alone, had restricted use of one arm due to a stroke. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Detectives were initially puzzled by the trail of blood through the flat, but a post-mortem examination confirmed he died from a self-inflicted stab wound to the abdomen. Oh, my Lord. Who knows what the hell is going on with this guy's arm that he could only do it? He could only cut the patties apart into his stomach?
He was like kind of using maybe maybe the less functional arm to keep it against his body, and then the good arm to like get the knife between them, and you slip and you stab yourself in the stomach.
Let's get one of the guys from Kiltony in here to reenact this. Detective Chief Inspector Jonathan Reese, testifying at the Pontypridd Coroner's Court, explained that the positioning of the freezer, the uncooked burgers, and the knife on the kitchen counter led to the conclusion that Griffiths accidentally injured himself while attempting to separate the frozen burgers. Now, that is some detective work, if you ask me. I can't imagine this man. What if he's in the afterlife and he's like, he knows the truth. I was murdered. What if he was brutally murdered? And everyone's like, he had a gimp arm and probably stabbed himself in the chest while he was trying to do something dumb, And now he's like, no, I know how to separate burgers with a knife. I'm not a fucking idiot. God. And now it's like he has to live up there in heaven or wherever he is, having people think he's an idiot. The height of the wound matched the level of the kitchenwork surface. Concerns had been raised about Griffiths' well-being after he had not been seen for over a week, and police later discovered his body fully clothed on his bed. Detective Sergeant Stephen Vaughn stated that there was no evidence of foul play or suicide, describing it as an unexplained death. Doesn't that make it seem like it's some foul play if it's unexplained?
But didn't they also like come up with an explanation? They were
After
like,
a while,
he stabbed
yeah.
himself.
He's like, I see uncooked burgers, a knife. I see his arm. He did this to him. He was probably trying to cut the burgers open, and his stupid arm didn't fucking. Who knows? Coroner Patricia Morgan concluded that Griffith's death was the result of a tragic accident. She expressed her condolences to his family, acknowledging the difficult and traumatic nature of the case. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, this fucking article was sent to me by a bunch of people. Just to name a few, we got it from Pitch Mears, we got it from Max Raymond, and DRP at joshpottershow@gmail.com. So please to be sending yours in as well. Sometimes when it's like in such abundance, I put it at the top, but I decided to bury this one because it involves some terrorism.
The terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Not our typical the semen terrorism. This involving urine. This terrorism, unfortunately. So not a different fluid. And DRP is always on the terror alert. She is one of our terror reporters, I got to tell you. She's great out there. I don't have any way to fade that down, so I just had to abruptly end it. Max Raymond and Pitch Mears, thank you for sending this in as well. Candles filled with urine spill on 9-year-old at South Bend Dollar Tree. I mean, if that isn't a headline, I don't know what is. I mean, good golly, Miss Molly, how does this even come to be? So many questions raised. A mother and her daughter were exposed to a potential health hazard while smelling a candle at the local store. Oh, this one, it smells like piss. Is this the Vermont Santa Monica station of the Red Line in Hollywood? Smells wonderful. This all happened last Thursday at the Dollar Tree on State Road 23 in South Bend near Ironwood Drive. It's an unthinkable act. Adriana Shelton and her 9-year-old daughter, Gray, were at the Dollar Tree on South Bend Avenue shopping for gifts for Gray's teacher when Gray reached for a candle on the shelf. We were smelling candles, and she picked up a candle to smell and tilted it back, and literally liquid went down her. Was someone burning the candle? Was it wax? If it was wax, it would be hot and it would burn her. If it was piss, it would be hot also. So it fell on her, this poor girl. At first, we were like, maybe it's just water. And as we were just walking through the store, we got a foul smell. And Grace goes, Mom, my shirt like really stinks. That smell was urine sitting in the candle on the store shelf. Appalled by the stain and smell on her daughter's shirt, Shelton went to the manager searching for answers. The store manager offered her shirt as a replacement. Now, I can already tell you what went on here. We have so many hobos out and about, and even probably in South Bend, Indiana. I'd imagine one went into the store, not allowed to use the bathroom, had to piss somewhere, thought, I'm going to be real cloak and dagger about it. I'm going to piss in this candle. How do they find, by the way, a candle that was deep enough? It must have been one of those that has like a large something above it. You know what I mean? Because mostly candles are full to the top and the wick is very big and it sticks out and it almost burns your house down for that first instance in usage. You know what I'm saying? Did he dig some out?
Yeah, well, you can either do a lot of pee in one candle or a little bit of pee in a lot of candles if you're trying to pee bomb people.
That's true. And we don't know how the display was. It was up on shelves, so it's like this guy's like... You know what I mean? That's a lot of... If they were indeed full candles.
It would take some time.
Yeah, so I mean, or were they like kind of low and he could just across the whole...
I'm just
grip
looking
of
for
candles.
something on the upper shelf, yeah.
Oh, God, the guy goes over there. Oh, my God, pumpkin spice is ruined. The whole fucking... At least he didn't get to the apple crisp. That's good. They have been telling me this has been happening over a month, and they're not able to catch the... Put a fucking camera in the candle aisle. What are you doing? Yeah, there's just... We keep finding piss in all these candles.
I changed it. It's absolutely one of the employees at that point.
You know what else I'm thinking, too, though? Perhaps they have mice or something. Perhaps it's like a rodent problem.
Attracted to the smell and then they piss on it.
I don't know. Maybe they just live. There's a nest of mice or whatever in that part of the thing and they go up into the candles and piss. I don't fucking know. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm trying to, you put my detective hat on here, you know? Let's see what they say about it. They haven't, because evidently we can't seem to catch this urinator. It's crazy. And there's no cameras down the aisle. Well, put one there, you fucking idiots. Jesus. I would say after 2 times finding piss in the candles, you get a camera. Maybe just a Ring camera or something at the very least, temporarily. So the store employees, the manager, has asked corporate to put in cameras in those areas, and corporate just doesn't want to pay for those damn cameras. They go, it's just piss in the candles. We're not doing it unless they start robbing the candles. We were not going to put a fucking camera in there. The manager said Dollar Tree had been in contact with police and are trying to find who is urinating in the candles. It's just a mess. They need to do better. They need to actually care. Even if it's not what they want to do, at least have a warning. Hey, be on the lookout, because this just is unacceptable and disgusting, says the woman whose poor daughter got the urine poured upon her. Shelton has filed a report with South Bend police, and they are now investigating. Now that a child's been involved, I'm sure the police will be like, God, we got to go deal with that candle urinator now for once and all. Damn it. Unbelievable. That is something, though. We got to get an update on the... I got to find out. I'm going to write this down right now. Actually, I'm going to ask Alex to write it down. I want you to just write down South Bend, Indiana, Dollar Tree. It says where it is, too. State Road 23 in South Bend near Ironwood Drive. Please write that down, because I'm going to follow up personally as an investigative journalist. I'm going to put on my old journalism hat from Canisius College, where I did not graduate, and I am going to investigate how this concludes. I need to know who was urinating in the candles. It's my mission. If I don't get anything done by the end of this year, I want to get this done, you know? We'll find out.
You got any gigs in Indiana coming up soon?
I don't. I'm not going to go there. I mean, if I have to go there to investigate, I will. It is piss. It is. I'll do it. But just write that address down so I don't forget it.
I got you.
And then I can put it in my pocket, and then I can go home, and when I'm being a loser and smoking weed, I can call them or whatever, you know, the case may be. Anyhow, Odd Track Numbers, who, by the way, provided this great musical number that we will be ending the show with, but we also began the show with it. He sent this bad boy in. It involves thievery right in his little hometown. The Odd Track Numbers is from across the Big Drink, and in Aberdeen, as a matter of fact, not to dox poor Odd Track Numbers, but he said happened right around his neighborhood here. Aberdeen Dessert Parlor was ransacked by a thief who stole not only cash from the till. That you can tell it's foreign when they say that. Cash from the till. If they wrote that in the LA Times, it'd be like, who's this fucking jerk off? And he helped himself to the ice cream, by the way. The owners of the Aberdeen ice cream parlor have told their shock after a thief broke in and ransacked their shop while they were at a family wedding. Madiha and Hassan Iqbal returned to Crepes and Cones on George Street on Sunday to find it had been targeted overnight. The thief was caught on CCTV nicking cash from the till and even helping himself to ice cream. Nicking cash from the till. God. I love the foreign shit. The siblings who opened their business 5 years ago have since forked out hundreds of pounds to repair the damage and replace the contaminated food. Every time I read the British shit, I want to talk that way. Madiha, 35, told the Press and Journal it was money from the till. There were phones. Approximately 2,000 quid on camera. He was scooping ice cream with his... Now, this is where it gets fun. Not only did he steal all that cool, valuable shit, he then started scooping ice cream with his hands, eating cakes, and downing milk in whipped cream. How about you just search for the trail of diarrhea to find this guy? I mean, golly, was there just... I would have such a stomach ache.
It's such a like Winnie the Pooh burglary too.
Yeah,
Like-
Augustus Gloop managed to find his way into your thing, and not only did he steal the valuables, he's like smashing cakes in his fucking face with his hands. Was it a child that did this? I mean, what the fuck? And then he's just like, oh, he's got the worst fucking stomach ache of his life, and he's sitting there with all this shit. I can't get away because my stomach is killing me. We replaced everything. It was all contaminated, and the fridges were left open. Some of the ice cream tubs, cost 20 pounds a go, and therefore we had to replace them all. I used to work in an ice cream place, and it makes ice cream gross to you. Like the smell of just like old dairy, and not like it was old, but you know what I'm saying? Like the residue, you get it like on your apron or whatever, and like I don't know, doing the dishes and shit. I fucking started hating ice cream. Is that weird? That one, I want Jason Ellis to have an intervention with me about that. This guy hates ice cream. He's got trauma about ice cream. Anyhow, I thought I would ask, you like ice cream, right?
I'm a huge fan of ice cream, but also like anywhere you work, you hate what they sell. Like,
that's the thing. The smell of ice cream like made me sick after a while. Like it was weird. But so I'm like, when I'm thinking of this guy robbing this place, I would have been like, that's the last thing I would have been like, oh my God, a cake? Ugh. Like what kind of fucking relationship do you have with food where you're like committing robbery and you're like, boy, I gotta fucking eat all these cakes. This is crazy right now. It's the kind of thing, he's like the robber equivalent of that guy in your office that like doesn't ask for a raise. He's happy getting whatever dog shit wage his management decides. But it's because they bring free pizza on Fridays. Oh, cool. We'll never get a raise because you're sucking down the free pizza like a fucking ugh. Anyhow, let's move along. Where's this guy? So did they catch this motherfucker or what? I don't want to hear about this people's shop. This is all that's left in the article. Our shop. It's fine. You're going to be fine. People are going to come down and be like, this is where the robber that came in and ate all the ice cream. It was so good, the guy robbing you had to eat some. You know, make a fucking advertisement about it or something. The police have gone around and got plenty of forensic evidence, and he was caught on camera, but who knows? Yeah, they didn't have to dust for prints. He just left sticky ones on the windows like a fucking baby. Police in Scotland. Oh, so Scotland, that's where Aberdeen is. I want to guess. I should have been doing a Scottish
I was going to
accent.
say, we need to redo it in a Scottish accent.
I can't even really like, what is that? Like, fucking, I can't do a Scottish. I'm already Scottish. Inquiries are ongoing. I can't fucking, that's like.
You don't have a good groundskeeper, Willie?
I can't. I didn't watch The Simpsons really. I'm not going to lie.
Inquiries are ongoing.
I can't do it. You did that was a great job.
Thanks, man. Doing my best.
That was a great job. You made up for it. Well, this one is an alarming story, and this one we have to get our serious hats on because this is something I didn't even know existed. And frankly, I feel like everyone should know this exists. Luke Rutz sent this one in. It says a man gets food poisoning in his penis after having vigorous sex with his wife. I've heard of all STDs. I thought. I've never heard of my penis getting food poisoning.
Penis.
Food poisoning. Can you believe it? Let's find out what the hell this is because I got to figure out. Can you only get it from fucking? Because if that's the case, I'm fine. A man has contracted a rare type of food poisoning in his penis after following a rigorous sex act with his wife. The 38-year-old man from Beirut, Lebanon. Okay, maybe this is some foreign shit. According to this, a 38-year-old man from Beirut, Lebanon, sought help after he found he was suffering from redness, swelling, and scabbing on his penis for the best part of a week. The man had also been suffering from severe diarrhea and vomiting. After being consulted by experts at the American University of Beirut Medical Center, a swab of the man's penis was taken to check to see what the infection was. The results showed traces of Bacillus cereus bacteria in the penis. Boy, oh boy. People fuck goats. People fuck sheep. They have never reported upon a food poisoning happening to their penis. I've never heard this in my life. What the fuck does your wife look like? Kind of pussy does she got down there? That's some bad pussy when you're getting food poisoning in the pussy. Oh my Lord. Let's find out how this could happen. Maybe I'm making much to do about nothing. According to this, the bacteria that I'm not going to try and pronounce again, Bacillus cereus, I guess, is often found in rice that's been left at room temperature for too long and when consumed can cause sickness in the stomach. All right. In perhaps one of the more surreal conclusions a set of doctors have ever come to, the man was told his genital infection was caused by diarrhea and vomiting, which was increased after he'd had sex with his wife due to the acceleration in blood vessels. What? The bacteria is likely to have made contact with the man's groin during intercourse or had infected the skin. This is why I would go, you know, when they say maybe you should get a second opinion, I would get like 10 opinions before I'm fucking worrying about. I mean, this is insane. I would have been like, you're wrong. I know I'm not a doctor. I don't think you're right. This is nonsense, what you just said there. That's insane. It is believed to be the first time a case of food poisoning has infected a penis. I'm not the first time. No. You're wrong. No. I'm not Lou. You're not making me the Lou Gehrig of food poison in my penis. No, sir. You're not inventing something for that. It's just my dick and my asshole were angry at the same time. All right? Fix it. Antibiotics. Whatever. We're not talking about this. Put your fucking journal away. The first time. Despite the rarity of the incident, it was treated relatively simply with fluidic acid, which is usually used to remedy eye infections. Let's go eye infection. How about that? I had an eye infection on my penis. How about that? We're not making up new things. A month later, the burning and discomfort had healed up on the patient and the infection did not return. The study was published. Oh my Lord, he's in the Annals of Medicine and Surgery? Boy, oh boy. It noted that this is the first case in literature describing such an entity. That's crazy. I mean, I swear to God, these doctors are just bored and they're trying to invent shit now. And the medics added, in this current case, it is plausible that diarrhea and vomitus, which contaminated the penis post-intercourse, is likely the source of the skin infection. So did he shit and puke on his penis? I mean, that's what it's saying here.
I think it was just like he was gross and dirty and it was all down there and it got...
Well, what the hell happened to this lady's pussy if it was getting aggravated by fucking it? I mean, was it the puke and shit in her pussy? I mean, that's a hell of a yeast infection. What the hell does she? Does she not get to be in the Annals of Medicine and Surgery for whatever the hell happened to her pussy?
Vagina's self-cleaning, man. I think maybe she's fine.
It is. It's like a dog's mouth. Man. I didn't know that. Fuck, dude.
Penis.
Anyhow, Mel sent this one in. It's an email that was titled All Hands on Dick. I don't know what that means. I feel like we've had a couple stories that could allude to today. Wallowing in my own self-pity after another Mariners L, I hear old Angie Metnick finally spiced up. Oh, this is
yeah, we have a video.
This is a video, yes. This should have been in sports, but that's okay. We have it right here. Let's see it. We can do a late sports story.
I mean, this is all hands on deck.
Yeah, when you see this is, we've gone back, you can go back to episodes in the past. We've talked about this time and time again. This is something that in broadcasting you have to be aware of. You can say all hands on deck and don't correct yourself because that only points to your error more. If she just said all hands on deck and kept going, people would have been like, did I hear her say all hands on deck? And they would have rewound it. They would have been like, ha, ha, ha. But she could have been like someone who maybe has a New Zealand accent for 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Or a South African accent. She goes, all hands on dick. You know, that works. You just say like, I was watching District 9 before I came in today and I said dick instead. So, I mean, you could get away with it. But the fact that she went back and then said deck, tough business with that. Because now everyone knows you said dick. And here you are on the Josh Ponner Show. Simple as that, folks. Keep it in mind. I should be teaching at Syracuse University of Broadcasting right now for this. Anyhow. Oh, boy. This one. Let's see if there's a different one to end on. I will end on it. I don't care. Because we were talking about it last week a little bit. But, let's see. Which one should I... Ooh, I like this one. It's another...
Murder.
And a whole bunch of people sent this one in. Eric Smith, Walter Brown, L.J. Basherhand, and Luke Rutz. 4 people sent me this fucking story, so I might as well get to it after all. Oh, this is exciting. It involves a very pretty lady. Look at this. Miss Switzerland and her husband that looks like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Miss Switzerland finalist strangled and pureed in a blender by her husband. Killer used jigsaw and garden shears to dismember a victim. Oh my Lord, such a beautiful victim. Dismembered? It's terrible. A former Miss Switzerland finalist was allegedly strangled and dismembered with a jigsaw and garden shears before being pureed in a blender by her husband. That couldn't have been the order. He must have started with garden shears and then went to Jigsaw, you know? You don't go to Jigsaw after, you don't put the whole thing on a Jigsaw, I don't think, you know? I'm just speculating. The body of 38-year-old model Christina Joksimovic was found in February in Binnenton near Basel in Switzerland. Her husband, who was only named by his pseudonym Thomas in local media, 41 years old, had an appeal for release from custody rejected today by a federal court after admitting to having killed his wife. When someone admits to that, do you still investigate? I guess you see if he's... Why would you lie about that, though? I feel like the investigation could have concluded. An ongoing investigation then concluded. Okay, there we go. There were concrete indications of mental illness underlying the case. Katrina's husband is reported to have claimed he killed her in self-defense after she came at him with a knife. It's tough to claim crime of passion when then you use 2 household items to dismember the body. That's tough. When you pick up the garden shears and you're dismembering, and then you put them down and you go, well, the Jigsaw. And then you grab that. That's tough to go crime of passion still when you've used 2 different tools at that point. Anywho, he then reportedly said he dismembered the ex-model with whom he has 2 children in a panic. That's not a panic. Like I said, you're like, the shears, they're not working. I'm so panicked. I'm going to go out to the garage and get the Jigsaw. Katrina's body was found on the evening of February 13th, right before Valentine's Day. The verdict states the suspect confessed to the strangling of his wife. An autopsy concluded that the body was then dismembered in the laundry room with the Jigsaw, knife, and garden shears. That sounded like a fucking Clue game. That's so many different tools. Garden shears, knife, Jigsaw. So he's picking up things. He's putting down things. He's going into the tool shed, getting things. Body parts were then chopped up with a hand blender. So then he put it in a blender. Heart in a blender, watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion. Rendezvous, then I'm through with you. That's just me trying to read the rest of this. You don't need to hear the gory details. Just 4 weeks before she was killed, Christina had posted pictures of a couple's getaway on her Instagram account showing the snowy landscape from a window of a luxurious hotel above Lake Lucerne. I think that's how you say that. They cited a lack of empathy and cold-bloodedness after killing his wife and the efforts to cover up her death, adding that the defendant had sadistic and sociopathic traits. Well, do tell, what are those? Christina, we don't want to hear about it. Other than the fact, she's trained Miss Switzerland candidates to follow in her footsteps. She's also trained businesswomen for walking confidently in their professional or private lives. Now, that's something. What a job that is. Did you know beauty queens can do that? They're training businesswomen to walk more confidently. Like, you're going down the hall, you got to walk. See? I just did it. The same year, she founded a coaching and consulting agency, blah, blah, blah. Let's find out more about this fucking psycho, right? It's always such a love letter to the victim every time they do these types of things, which I guess I understand, but I want to hear more about the sadistic, crazy behaviors of this man,
I think
Thomas.
it might be something that because it's an ongoing trial,
they're going to find more about him.
Where they're not allowed to talk about it. Like the legality of things over in Europe is super strange. Like there's a lot of stuff like to protect people who are currently in a trial that is ongoing. So like when there's something that happens in the UK, they can only talk to them about like this person from this area. They're not allowed to name them like we do in our press.
Well, I'm certain because there is such flowery language about her for paragraphs upon paragraphs, which I would read. I do care about this victim being a supermodel and all. But I mean, we don't have to go through all the details. But my point being, I'm sure there will be a movie about this someday. And the Thomas guy will be played by Glenn Powell. And girls will be like, I think he's sexy when he's a killer. I hope I get to be killed like a Miss Switzerland someday.
Murder.
Oh, folks. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Thank you to all the Roach reporters for sending things in, joshpottershow@gmail.com. Make sure you go to the website, thejoshpotter.com. Let me know where you want me to come live, because we're plotting things, and I can't wait to announce some dates moving forward. Other than that, thank you to Lee, thank you to Brian, thank you to Alex, thank you to Bobby, and thank you to all of you. We will see you next week right here on The Josh Potter Show. Bye-bye.
Coming to 11 direct with the roach. We shotgun the beers, I got time for a toast. It's the only place I get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit him. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard. I'm pleased to be listening. Hit that like and subscribe. So many bills, hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids if that's my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since a Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.